All right. Hi everyone. So this is the homepage of the TransactPi web application. So basically, what we do with TransactPi is to create invoice and then pay invoices. It actually enables someone to make payment purchases with Pi. All right. So currently, uh, it's on testnet, not yet on mainnet. So we'll be making transaction with TestPi. All right. So when we migrate to mainnet, basically, the same thing still works, but you'll be paying with your real Pi. So here we have what we call the ITI, the invoice tracking ID. That's the ID that will be used for the payment. So when you input the ID here, you click continue and then you proceed with your payment. So how do you get this ID? This ID will be gotten from the invoice. So when you create an invoice, the invoice will have this ID. So the invoice can be created via our SDK. So for those who wish to integrate PiTransact on their websites, their e-commerce sites or whatsoever, so check out the documentation. We have a documentation on how you can create invoices with our SDK, our API endpoints. You create these invoices and also check the status of the invoices once they are paid. So you could make sales with your on your website with Pi. So people create this invoice, you create this invoice, you assign it to the user. The user input the invoice here, pays the invoice, and then you proceed with other business with the user, right? So um here now I'm going to create this invoice on this app. So you can create invoice with the SDK, the API. You can also create invoice with this app. This is to enable both online and offline stores to make payment with Pi. So let's take for instance, you want to make payments, someone wants to pay you for goods or services which you offered offline. All right, so you could create an invoice here, give the ID to the person comes to this app and then we make the payment with the ID. So we are assuming that we are making a payment on this app. All right, so I will create the invoice and then pay the invoice here. All right, so the same app could be used for the payment and creating invoice. So we click on this plus icon, the app loads, and then it's loading. So let's wait for a while. It will authenticate. All right, so it loads here. We enter the title. So I want to sell books to a customer. Books, how much for these books? Or possibly want to sell at a rate. Okay, let me say it. Total cost is 0.5 pi. So description. Okay, so you enter description of whatsoever you want to sell. Programming books, really, just books. Yeah, and others, right? So fine. So this is description. Then I'll click on create invoice. All right, so this is the ITI, the invoice tracking ID. I'll just click on it, copy it. All right, so once I copy this, I should share it with the user who wants to pay me. All right, so but I'll make this payment myself here. So I'm assuming that I am the user who wants to make payments for this invoice. So I'll click on this card icon here, the extreme, to go back to the home page. So paste the ITI. So click continue. So I'm trying to make payments. So with the ITI, I was able to fetch the data for the invoice. So the recipient is me. So I created it. I'm done. This is how much pi 0.5 is for books. The description, date, and it expires in the next 119 minutes. So if I don't pay this invoice after this expiration time, it will be invalid. I can pay for it again. So I click on pay. So it's trying to resolve the payment. Connect to my wallet. All right, so I would enter this right away, And after entering this, I'll click on pay with TestPi. This, enter my passphrase here. Okay, so now click on pay with TestPi. So I'll pause this video. So I've entered my passphrase, I'll click on send right now. It's taking a while, it's a few moments. Okay, so it's processing. All right, so it's successful. So I close it. So you can see it has been paid. You can click here to print my receipt. All right, so that's it. Basically, the developer or whosoever owns this invoice will receive the amount of Pi you just paid to their wallet, and then that's all. So if we look at other things here, so right here at the extreme here we have transactions that we've made. Okay, so you can see this is just the payment I made now. So there are other payments I've made. It's a list of transactions. So when you click on this icon here, you see it. So you also have here your app. So for those who wish to integrate a payment system with their website and other web applications, you have to create your app here via this place. So we have a process of creating the app. You enter your website ID, you enter your webhook address. So this webhook address will be called with the invoice ID whenever the payment is successful. Whenever a payment is made successfully, you get a HTTP call to your to this webhook address. So you have to enter your website address. Once you enter your website address, we confirm it. We do a domain level verification, and after that, you get your API key for your integration. All right, so that's all. So if you come here at this plus icon, you can create your invoice yourself. Okay, so and right away you will also see there's a list for pending invoices and paid invoices. So the pending invoices are invoices that are yet to be paid, and also paid invoices are invoices that have been paid. So that's basically all. So if you click on pending invoices, you're going to see all the invoices that have been created but have not been paid yet by your users. All right, so this is just basically information of these invoices. Okay, so the same thing happens to paid invoices. You'll also see invoices that have been paid, say who paid the invoice, who made the payment, and all that. So you can see it here. We have this invoice title books. This is the ITI, the date. It was paid by Young Prince, that's me. It was created by me. So had it been this was created by my website, on the website you get the website address here. Okay, so this description, this was the amount. So you can see all these are the invoices that have been paid to me, right? So thank you very much. That's all. So the link to this is the test. Is a test. It's on testnet. So once we push it to mainnet, you have a standard URL for this. For now, I'm going to share this URL here with you on this description of this video. You get a URL where you can check this out on the Pi browser. Also know that this works only on the Pi browser, doesn't work on other browsers. Thank you.